In the past, Kyle Petty had no hesitations about letting everyone know how much he disliked Kyle Busch. He made no bones about calling Busch's decision to join RCR a retrograde step. Busch dismissed Petty's criticism and went on to accomplish a remarkable feat. He bested his father's previously unbreakable record. Although Busch struggled at the Daytona 500, he quickly recovered to win the Auto Club 400, cementing his position as one of the most formidable competitors in the racing world with a stunning victory that silenced his doubters. So, without further ado, let's plunge into the exciting area of motorsports. Kyle Petty has called Busch's move to be a step in the wrong direction, but he just broke his father's King Petty long unbreakable record. NASCAR Cup Series analyst Kyle Petty was throwing some serious shade at Kyle Busch's move to Richard Childress Racing. Petty believes that Busch's decision to leave Joe Gibbs Racing and join RCR is a risky move that may not pay off for the driver of the number 18 Toyota Camry TRD. Busch made the bombshell announcement that he was parting ways with Joe Gibbs Racing to join RCR, where he would take the wheel of the number 8 Chevrolet Camaro. Busch cited RCR's ability to win immediately as a key factor in his decision. But Petty wasn't convinced that Busch has made the right choice. In a scathing critique, Petty questioned Busch's ability to succeed at RCR and implied that the move could be a mistake. Meanwhile, Busch defended his decision, emphasizing the importance of finding a place where he can win races and start fresh with a clean slate. He expressed excitement about joining a new team, having a new teammate, and working with a new boss who understands his past and can help him achieve his future goals. With his eyes on the prize and his foot on the gas, Busch is determined to succeed at RCR and add more trophies to his collection. Kyle Petty, NASCAR Cup Series analyst, spoke out against Busch's move, saying it was a move in the wrong direction. Petty believes that RCR is not the right place for Busch to be, citing their lackluster performance in recent years. Petty stated, "Here's a team who, since Kevin Harvick left at the end of 2013 and took his 23 wins with him, they've only won 7 times. 7 times. In that amount of time, Kyle Busch himself has won 2 championships and 32 races. That's with a totally different type of organization." Petty's comments may be harsh, but they reflect a sentiment shared by many NASCAR fans and experts. While Busch may believe that RCR is the place where he can win immediately, others are not so sure. Only time will tell if this move was the right one for Busch and for Richard Childress Racing. But Petty's comments might have returned to him as bad karma from last race, as another remarkable chapter was written in the Fontana Auto Club Speedway saga. The recent Cup race at the iconic racetrack has left an indelible mark on fans' memories. One of the shining stars of the event was none other than Kyle Busch, who etched his name in the history books by claiming a record-breaking win, surpassing even the great Richard Petty himself. At the Auto Club 400, Busch accomplished not one, but 2 impressive feats. Firstly, he bagged his 61st career win, a remarkable achievement in its own right. Secondly, and perhaps more significantly, the win meant that he has now won at least one Cup Series race in 19 consecutive seasons, breaking Richard Petty's previous record of 18 consecutive seasons with wins. Winning at Fontana was even more special for the 37-year-old driver, given that this is his debut season with Richard Childress Racing. However, not everyone seemed thrilled about Busch breaking the revered King Petty's record. When NASCAR on Racing and Richard Childress Racing shared the news of Busch's record-breaking feat on Instagram, the post garnered some backlash from fans who were not too pleased with the idea of Busch surpassing Petty's long-standing record. Kyle Busch, the prolific and decorated driver in NASCAR, wasted no time getting back to his winning ways with his new team. Despite finishing 3rd in the preseason exhibition race and leading on the final lap of the Daytona 500 before the race went to double overtime, Busch secured his first victory in his new number 8 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California, in just his 3rd start. This triumph marked the end of a 28-race drought and occurred at the same venue where Busch clinched his first career Cup Series win in 2005. Moreover, it extended his streak of victories to 19 consecutive seasons, breaking a record previously held with the legendary Richard Petty. Undoubtedly, Busch's blazing start with RCR presents a major challenge to his competitors, who may have to contend with what seems to be a season-long redemption tour. Should anyone have any reservations about Busch's impressive form, they may need to address their grievances with Joe Gibbs and Austin Dillon. Gibbs, after 15 seasons, allowed Busch to become a free agent as the longtime sponsor M&M's was departing from NASCAR. Dylan, in turn, convinced his grandfather, Richard Childress, to sign Busch to the fledgling RCR team. While Busch may not have had many options after leaving the number 18 Toyota, his partnership with RCR appears to be paying dividends. Although Tyler Reddick showed last year that RCR had rebounded enough to win some races, the Chevrolet team had only won 8 total Cup races in 8 years and had not clinched a Cup title since 1994 with the late Dale Earnhardt. Nonetheless, Busch's arrival at RCR has injected fresh momentum into the team, which may pose a formidable challenge to his rivals. Richard Childress, the team owner who once tried to physically confront Kyle Busch for causing a wreck that affected one of his drivers, has now welcomed him with open arms. Despite their rocky past, Busch's determination to shake up NASCAR's season appears to have convinced Childress to give him another shot. Kyle Larson, who returned from a nearly year-long suspension in 2021 to win 10 races and the Cup title while routing the competition, celebrated the win by his new Chevrolet teammate. In a tweet celebrating Busch's win, Larson praised him as one of the best race car drivers of all time, who needed only 2 races to remind the world of his talent. With 61 wins to his name, Busch is currently ranked 9th on NASCAR's all-time list and boasts the most victories of all active drivers. He is highly respected for his technical prowess and ability to improve a team's cars, making him an invaluable asset to RCR and Chevrolet. Busch also holds a record with 225 victories across all 3 NASCAR National Series. Yet, despite his impressive track record, Busch's moodiness, sarcasm, and tendency to find himself in sticky situations have often made him a polarizing figure among NASCAR fans. But his new team and the crowd seem unfazed by his controversial reputation, giving him a thunderous ovation during his celebratory bows. Ultimately, Busch's success on the track appears to outweigh any off-track drama, cementing his status as one of the sport's most dynamic and intriguing drivers. Rowdy Nation is growing, loud and proud. Watch out. We're going to take over, Busch said. I would say that we need to continue on and pour the gas on the fire right now, and go out there and continue to get wins and have fast cars and run up front. When news broke that Kyle Busch would be leaving Joe Gibbs Racing JGR, the racing world was shook. Fans immediately took to social media to voice their displeasure with the decision. But according to Busch, it was his own discomfort with the terms of a potential new contract that led to his departure from JGR. And while some may see Busch's win at Fontana as a slap in the face to his former team, former JGR teammate Denny Hamlin says it's not that simple. On his podcast, Hamlin defended JGR's decision, explaining that they had offered Busch a very generous contract, but he ultimately turned it down. Hamlin also noted that JGR had recently lost a major sponsor, making it financially impossible for them to meet Busch's demands. Despite the controversy, Busch seems content with his new team at Richard Childress Racing, RCR, thanking them for giving him a shot when his career was at a low point. The drama and intrigue of the racing world continues to keep fans on the edge of their seats. "We're making history, right?" Busch said. "I can't say enough about Austin giving me a call, first and foremost, but then Richard and Judy giving me this opportunity to go out there and race for wins. It's been super rewarding so far each week just to be a part of the conversation and be in the mix. I hope that we are able to repay them a lot over this year and the next few years to come before I decide it's all said and done." It seems that Kyle Petty's words may have come back to haunt him, as Kyle Busch has shattered his father's previously unbreakable record. So what are your thoughts on Busch's impressive victory at Fontana Auto Club Speedway? Do you believe that he truly deserves to break the record, especially after the heartbreak he suffered at the Daytona 500 due to a crash that cost him his victory? Or are you more of a die-hard King Petty fan, who still holds a special place in your heart for the legendary driver? We want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button while you're at it. Thanks for tuning in.